The science. What Yersinia pestis actually does. The people of medieval Europe did not know what was killing them. This is perhaps the most important fact about the Black Death. Not the death toll, not the social collapse, but the profound, terrifying ignorance in which people died. They had no germ theory. They had no understanding of bacteria, of viruses, of infection, in any modern sense. They did not know that rats existed in relationship to the disease. They did not know that fleas were the vector. What they had was a world of explanations that made sense within their framework of understanding, and were entirely, catastrophically wrong. This is perhaps the most important fact about the Black Death. Not the death toll, not the social collapse, but the profound, terrifying ignorance in which people died. They had no germ theory. The dominant medical theory of the time was miasma, the idea that disease was caused by bad air. Rotting matter, swamps, the smell of corpses. These, it was believed, produced toxic vapors that entered the body through the nose and mouth and caused illness. The miasma theory was not stupid. It was actually a reasonable inference from observable reality. Swampy areas did tend to have more illness. Cities did smell terrible and also had more disease than the countryside. The connection between filth and sickness was real, even if the mechanism was completely misunderstood. So, medieval doctors responded to the plague by burning aromatic herbs to purify the air, by ringing church bells to disperse the miasma, by advising people to carry flowers, which is the origin of the nursery rhyme, ring around the rosy. Though scholars debate this, none of it worked. Others turned to astrology. In 1348, the medical faculty of the University of Paris, the most prestigious medical institution in Europe, produced an official report for the King of France explaining the plague. Their conclusion: the plague had been caused by a triple conjunction of Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars in the sign of Aquarius on March 20th, 1345. This celestial alignment, they argued, had corrupted the air and water and produced pestilential vapors. The King of France thanked them. The plague continued. So what was actually happening? Yersinia pestis is a bacterium, a single-celled organism, about 1 micron in length, invisible to the naked eye, invisible to every instrument available in the 14th century. It had evolved in the rodent populations of Central Asia, specifically in the areas around the Caspian Sea and the steppes of what is now Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Western China. It had been there for centuries, perhaps millennia, cycling through populations of marmots and rats and ground squirrels in a kind of equilibrium. The animals died. The bacteria spread to new animals. The cycle continued. Here is what the bacterium actually does to the human body. A flea feeds on an infected rat. The bacteria multiply inside the flea's digestive system until they actually block it. The flea becomes so full of bacteria that it cannot properly feed. When this blocked flea bites a human and tries to feed, it regurgitates bacteria directly into the wound. Once inside the human body, Yersinia pestis does something remarkable and terrible. It produces proteins that specifically neutralize the human immune response. It tricks the immune system into thinking it is harmless. It travels through the lymphatic system, the very system designed to catch and destroy pathogens without triggering an alarm. Then it multiplies. The lymph nodes, finally recognizing the invasion, attempt to contain it. They swell into buboes as they fill with bacteria and the debris of the immune system's losing battle. The fever rises as the body tries to cook the bacteria to death. The heart races. The nervous system begins to fail. In most cases, within a week, it was over. The pneumonic form was even more efficient. When the bacteria reached the lungs, either through the bloodstream or directly through inhalation of infected droplets, they multiplied with extraordinary speed in the warm, moist tissue. Each breath out was a cloud of bacteria. In the enclosed spaces of medieval life, The shared beds, the crowded churches, the communal halls. The bacteria could infect an entire household in hours. Medieval doctors who treated plague patients wore long robes, gloves, and beak-shaped masks, stuffed with herbs and flowers. The iconic image of the plague doctor. They were trying to protect themselves from miasma. The beak, accidentally, may have provided some protection against inhaled droplets. The herbs did nothing. The doctors knew they were likely to die. Many of them died, and yet, many of them kept working. This is something that gets lost in the horror of the statistics, the individual acts of courage and care that happened within the catastrophe. The doctors who kept treating patients when they knew the risk. The monks who kept burying the dead when everyone else had fled. The parents who stayed with their children when every instinct told them to run. History remembers the plague for its death toll. It should also remember the people who chose to stay.